Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Respected students, Assalamu alaikum. I hope you are fine and enjoying in the company of nature by the grace of Almighty Allah. In addition, your studies are in progress. Today I am going to present in front of you lecture regarding educational law. The lecture topic is General Rules for Institutions Part 3. First of all, we see the learning objectives of the lecture. After completion of lecture, you will be able to learn the general rules of the institutions, learn to know about school calendar and gazetted holidays, learn about rules of hostel and boulders, learn about fee concession and kinship rule of fee, know about morning assembly and religious education, know about duties of hostel superintendent. First of all, we see that what are different vacations in schools and colleges. Summer vacations, which starts from round about 16 June to 31st August. Winter vacations from 24th December to 31st December. Spring vacations from 1st April to 7th April. Vacations in hilly areas shall be observed as in winter 7th December to 23rd February. It's mean 79 days. Short recess from 19 July to 31st July, 13 days. Some holidays are gazetted and are sanctioned by the government. These holidays are Eid Miladun Nabi, one holiday on 12th of Rabiul Awwal, Pakistan Day, one holiday 23rd March, Labor Day, 1st of May, Independence Day, 1 on 14th August, Eid al-Fitr. 4 holidays start from 29th of Ramadan. Defense Day, single holiday on 6th September. Death anniversary of Quaid-e-Azam, one day 11th September. Iqbal's Day, 9th of November. Eid al-Adha, 4 holidays from 9th to 12th of Zil-Hajj. Ashura Muharram, 3 holidays from 8th to 10th Muharram. Christmas alongside Qaid's birthday, 1 holiday 25th of December. Shab-e-Miraj, 27th of Rajab. Shab-e-Barat on 15th of Shaban. In addition to sanctioned holidays in our institutions, some holidays are concerned especially for minority students. they are observed in educational institutions. Sectarian holidays not exceeding 2 in a year may be allowed to students of any particular community. The heads of institutions may declare holidays in their institutions on special occasions, but the total number of such holidays shall not exceed 4 in a calendar year. Textbooks and curriculum. The courses of study followed and the textbooks used in institutions shall be those authorized by the department or boards of universities concerned. Punjab Textbook Board is an official department for preparation of books. Public sector institutions are bound to follow the curriculum provided by Punjab Textbook Board. Boarding houses and hostels. Every recognized institution which enrolls boarders shall provide and maintain under efficient control suitable building for accommodation of students belong to far away from their institutions. The boarding house or hostel shall be in a suitable locality and shall be capable of being close to the access of visitors. Security must be ensured in boarding houses. Resident of Superintendent. The head of the institution is responsible for the efficient management of boarding house. In each boarding house, a resident superintendent shall be appointed so that he or she may take care of the boarders of the said institute. Dormitories. Dormitories shall normally of 5.5 meters in height and provide a floor space of 5.5 square meters for each boarder to be accommodated. Duties of Superintendent. The Superintendent shall, under the direction of head, maintains discipline and control subordinate staff. It will be his duty to ensure proper sanitation in the hostel. He shall furnish daily report of attendance of boarders. The head shall notice matters of immediate attention. Recreation. Suitable arrangements shall arrange for hostel residents like sports, annual dinner, quiz programs and bath-bazi competitions. Medical facility for boarders. Medical attendance. Provision shall be made for regular medical attendance of the boarders. Wherever possible, a suitably located and well-ventilated room shall be made available as sick room. A proper furnished space for use of medical officer and his staff will be allocated in the premises of the hostel. Hostel boarders rules. 2 sets of rules shall be drawn up by the head of the institutions. One for guidance of superintendent and the other for the guidance of boarders. The boarders' rules shall be displayed on notice board. The rules shall include time for roll call, study hours, meals, cleanliness, lights off and closing of the hostel at night. Hostel records. Admission register showing date of admission, home address of each boulder with parent and guardian name, attendance register, sick register, accounts register of income and expenditure, property register and conduct registers shall be maintained with relevant to hostel records. Morning assembly and prayers. Every institution shall hold an assembly prior to commencement of teaching work or classes. National flag shall be hoisted. Verses from the Holy Quran shall be recited. National anthem sung in chorus by teachers and the students. Arrangements for prayers shall be made in institutions. Religious education. The teaching of Islamic studies shall be compulsory for Muslim students up to BA level or graduation level. The schoolwork in institutions shall begin with study of the Holy Quran, Nazira, for all Muslim students. All possible efforts be made by the head of the institution concerned to utilize this period in some circular or co-curricular activity for non-Muslim students. Liability to inspection. The record shall be open to inspection by authorized officers of the concerned department. The concerned board and the university may inspect at any time during working hours or out of working hours in any of the public sector institution. The authorized health officer may visit the institution to examine health of students or sanitary conditions of the buildings and premises. Every institution is inspected once a year and inspection report submitted to the higher authorities. Reports and returns. Every institution shall submit prescribed form of annual, periodical returns and other reports regularly required by the department. Parent-Teacher Association. In each college and school, there shall be a Parent-Teacher Association whose composition and functions may be notified by the government from time to time. They will meet and discuss the issues regarding students' studies, their progress reports and results, as well as parent-teacher meeting may be called for donations of the institution. Tuition fee in college and schools. Tuition fees shall be levied in colleges at the rate prescribed by the government. Fees and funds are collected for full academic year. Tuition fee in schools. No tuition fee shall be charged in government schools except junior model schools and other institutions notified by the government. Half-rate fee in colleges. The principal may admit the deserving students on the score of their inadequate financial resources. 10% of total number of students in college are given permission of half-rate fee submission. This provision shall not affect the existing concessions granted to certain institutions by the government. brother and sister fee concession, that is kinship concession. When two or more brothers or sisters attend an institution or any other institution under the same management, the student in higher class shall pay the full fee and the others half of the full fee. The award of scholarship shall not debar a scholar from enjoying the brother or sister fee concession admissible under the rules. It is noted that scholarship holders will not eligible for fee concession. Funds and dues. Funds for co-curricular activities shall be charged from students at rates prescribed by the government from time to time. Dues to be paid. No student will be sent up for any public examination if he has not paid all dues to the institution or examining body concerned. Dear students, we have today discussed different rules in our educational institutions. I hope you have completed your lecture with keen interest, and I also hope that you have tolerated the lectures. In the beginning of the lecture, I raised some of the learning objectives, that is, after the completion of the lecture, you will be able to complete the questions in the form of self-assessment activity at the end of the lecture. Now it's time to assess you. Either you have learned the lecture with keen interest and devotion. Here are some questions that need to be answered from you in your own words so that the current lecture has been completed. The first question is, what do you know about school calendar and gazetted holidays? The second question, what are the rules of hostel and boarders? The third question, what do you know about fee concession and kinship rule of fee in our educational institutions? The fourth question, what is the process of morning assembly and religious education in our institutions? The last question, what are the duties of hostel superintendents? Dear students, today is the time to end the lecture. I hope you will be able to answer these questions in your own world. In case of any confusion, you may ask questions so that their solution may be made. Thank you. For the best of luck. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.